Alright, so you guys can see what I'm going to be doing in this episode on screen. But not only am I doing that, I am doing that, but I'm going to put the daedric princes in order from weakest to strongest. Also, if my voice goes kind of funny, I'm eating, that's why it went funny. Because I'm eating. So, before I tell you that, any of that, what is a daedric prince? A daedric prince is an extremely powerful thing. Goddess, I don't know, that rules over their own plane of oblivion. There are, however, many planes without a prince ruling over them. I'm not sure what planes exactly, but I do know that there are some planes without a prince ruling over them. And also, one thing I'm not exactly sure of is why is it called a daedric prince? That's something while I was researching this, I couldn't figure out. Because if you're a prince, then that means you're a male, right? Well, there's female daedric princes too, right? So, I don't know. Alright, so now we'll get into it. Jiggaleg, that's fun to say. Here's Jiggaleg. I'm not including him. I know, you guys are probably mad at me now, because I haven't actually gotten started yet. But, there's a reason I'm not including him. But you guys were actually probably surprised when I said Jiggaleg, because Jiggaleg was so powerful that he was banished to another dimension. So that's why I'm not including him. So the weakest is Periite. Here's Periite, and I don't even know how I found this picture, and you'll see why in just a minute. But, no, take the picture off the screen. Okay, thank you. Okay. Periite desires for everything to be tidy and in order. Although he often takes the shape of a dragon, Periite is considered to be the weakest of princes. His realm is called the Pits. I don't really like the sound of that place, honestly. And he has never been seen by mortals, so I'm not exactly sure how I found that picture. The second weakest is Clavicusvile, and some of you are actually probably surprised by this. Because Clavicusvile, well, so here's Clavicusvile, there's Barbus, some random guy. So Clavicusvile is the ruler of wishes and power. Well, of wishes, power, and trickery, actually. But only those gained through he often... Wait, what? Okay, I don't even know what I was typing. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm sorry. Just forget I said that. He's often seen with his companion Barbus, a shapeshifter, who often takes the form of a dog. And he said, quote, "I could kill everyone in Tamriel with one snap of my fingers." But, does anyone know why I said he's the weakest? I'll give you a few seconds to think. Because he can only do that if he has Barbus and the Ruthful Axe with him. And he told you to use the Ruthful Axe to kill Barbus. Oh, and also the Mask of Clavicusvile. He told you to kill Barbus with the Ruthful Axe and then take the Ruthful Axe with you. So he is basically asking to be the weakest. Amaze Mora. This one is also seem like it would also be kind of surprising. We all know Amaze Mora is the Prince of Knowledge and the Unknown. His plane of oblivion is called Apocrypha. The place where you go in the Dragonborn DLC. I just almost said the Oblivion DLC. An endless library that houses all knowledge in the form of black books. Now I know what you're thinking. Amaze Mora is one of the strongest, because he holds all the information. You are correct, but who created that information? Who found the information? Give you another few seconds. If you said Amaze Mora, you are actually wrong. The Seekers did it. The Seekers found that information, and Amaze Mora stole it. Hircine. Hircine is the Prince of the Hunt. He's known as the Huntsman and has been credited with creating the various lycanthropy diseases that spread through Tamriel. Also, if you don't know what lycanthropy is, I don't expect you to know what it is, but lycanthropy is like werewolf disease. Well, it's werewolf disease, but I guess it's technically were disease, because also in Tamriel, it's not just werewolf disease, there's also were-shark disease, were-vulture disease, were-lion disease, and were-boar disease. Now, not all of those have ever been seen, but they all still exist. Because if you've ever ran into Maik the Liar, which I'm sure everyone has at least once per playthrough, but he says, quote, Maik is afraid of the water because he turns into a shark when he touches it. Now, I forgot to say end quote. Sorry about that, guys. So, I know his name is Maik the Liar, so he might not be telling the truth. But who knows? He might be. So maybe Hircine would be higher on my list if he was a werewolf himself. Because he isn't a werewolf. He was credited for creating them, but he isn't one himself. Mehrunes Dagon. Also, another surprising one. Perhaps the most well-known of the daedric princes, Mehrunes Dagon is the Prince of Destruction, Revolution, and Bloodshed. He rules over the Deadlands, once a few planes of oblivion that one of the few planes of oblivion that players have actually been able to visit. Mehrunes Dagon is one of the main antagonists in the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion. Now, there's a few things that make him seem powerful. Like, I don't know. One thing that I can think of. One thing that I can think of. That is Mehrunes Razor, which does 17 damage but has a small chance of an instant kill. Except, he would have been higher on my list if he didn't get defeated every time he attempted to take over the world. Meridia. associated with energy of living creatures. It has been rumored that Meridia was once in fact an Aedra, who was banished for her wrongdoings. She resides in the Colored Room's Oblivion Plane. So, it doesn't really sound like she's powerful, or not really, or not powerful. But hold on, I'll tell you why she isn't in just a minute. Just let me blow my nose real quick. Alright, I'm back. So, the reason Meridia isn't the strongest is because she wanted her sword, the Dawnbreaker, back. Right, and she said, well, something along, sorry, I was just cleaning off my camera there a little bit. So, she said, quote, she said, quote, wait, what did she say? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Oh yeah, she said, quote, I want you to go get my sword, the Dawnbreaker. I would go get it myself, but I am too weak to do so. Something along those lines. So she's one of the weaker ones. Molag Ball. So I couldn't find too much information on him, so I'm just going to assume he's the weakest. So I'm just going to say he's the weakest. Or, not the weakest, but one of the... He's getting up there, but he's not the strongest. So, Molag Ball is the daedric prince of domination and enslavement. That's literally all I could find on him, guys. And so I'm going to say he's getting up there. He's pretty close to the strongest, but he's not quite there. Azura. She's kind of pretty. The daedric prince of dusk and dawn. Azura is one of the few daedric princes who might be seen as good. You guys couldn't see that, but I was doing air quotes when I said good. Although, oops, I just went backwards or forward, sorry. Although one of her followers, the Oblivion Plane, is called a moon shadow, and is said to be one of the most beautiful planes in existence. So she's pretty powerful, being able to control dusk and dawn, but not quite the most powerful, Bohethia. She's not my favorite, I don't think. She's kind of creepy. This prince rules over deceit, assassination, and murder plots. Oh, murder plots. Well, yeah, and murder plots, sorry. She rules over Oblivion Plane called Attribution Share? I don't know why, I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce like half of these names because they're made up, they're not real things. Wait, did I skip over this? Sorry. And secretive acts. Oh, I forgot to... Okay, that's alright. So, Malkath. He is one of the few daedric princes who pass for good, and rules over the plane of Oblivion called Ashspit. I blame you for this. Sorry, not you guys, my helper. He apparently decided to put everything on the same screen at the same time. I'm blaming him for this. Mafala. Yeah, you can see why I don't like her. She's kind of disgusting. Mufala is the daedric prince of murder and lies. Her plane of oblivion is rumored to be entirely closed off to mortal access. Namira. This is the only picture of Namira I could find, guys. It's not the best. Okay, so associated with all things repulsive and vile, Namira has a devout group of followers who live minimalist lives. So, this one was pretty hard to decide. But I finally decided she would be one of the strongest because she is the goddess of cannibalism. So she's pretty strong. Nocturnal. I think this is the second to last one. Wait, hold on, okay, nope, sorry, it isn't. I just forgot how many daedric princes there were for a second, and apparently there's 2 more before the last one. Well, after Nocturnal, but before the last one. So, Nocturnal rules over the darkness of night, and can be considered one of the lesser evil daedra. Although not their direct leader, the Thieves' Guild are known to follow her command and receive her blessings. She rules over her own plane of oblivion called Evergloam. Sanguine. Sanguine is the god of vampirism, so that's all I found, but he is pretty strong if he's the god of vampirism. So see, if you get attacked by a vampire, this might come up on the screen. It might say, you've contracted Sanguine Vampirus. Then, if you have Sanguine Vampirus, it says reduces health by 25. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, guys. My camera just fell over. Okay, so I don't remember where I was. I'll just go to the next one. Vermina. The ruler of the realm of dreams and nightmares. She rules over the plane called Quagmire, where an everlasting nightmare priests. So, I am going to give you just a few seconds to guess who the strongest is. Alright, I think that's long enough. If you guessed Sheogorath, you are correct. An interesting prince. If only he is purely mad, Sheogorath is not a real prince. I still decide to include him, though, because he is in fact the cursed form of Jiggaleg. He rules over the Shivering Isles when he isn't too busy causing chaos. So, he was created from Jiggaleg, but he isn't as powerful as Jiggaleg. Well, I guess he is, but well, he's pretty powerful, but I wouldn't say as powerful as Jiggaleg. So there you have it. The weakest to the strongest daedric prince. I'll see you all in the next video, guys, when we do something. I'll think of it between episodes. Bye.